skills which are required to be a designer, and that in that a very small part is a CAD software, okay, which helps you to convert your imagination into a reality, like basically designing your product with the help of CAD software once you know, right? So moving on to the next slide. So you must have heard about the many CAD software, right? For example, AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Fusion 360, NX, CAD/CAM, CATIA, right? There are pretty more software which are there. There are also open source software also, and even you can get student version license for this software also. Okay, so to know this software, right? Each software have different capability, right? Each have different features, but the motto of each software is to create your CAD model. There are many features like CAD is there, designing is there, surface modeling. Every software has that. Okay, but each software has different is used for different purpose in the industry, right? For example, AutoCAD, it is mostly used for 2D and 3D drafting, right? Drafting basically a plan, a drawing. Okay, and the SolidWorks, basically it is focused on mostly in parametric modeling, right? So basically, what is parametric modeling? You can note it down. So parametric modeling is basically when you design anything, right? You will declare all the values first with the equations, okay? And then when you start designing, you can assign those values which you have already declared in your parametric feature box, okay? What is the benefit of that, right? when you when you design your product, right, and after a meeting you came to know like you need to change these things in the design, for example, like fillet, chamfer, or length, diameter, anything that can be changed, right? All you need to do is like you can go to a parametric feature box and there you can change the value. The design will be automatically updated. Because that is very useful modeling, because like when you design, no, there is a timeline, right? You cannot search in the timeline like where we I have done this, where I have done, but there is a feature box which helps you to do that. That is what the parametric modeling means in SolidWorks. There is a feature in every software, right? But mostly it is used in SolidWorks. Fusion 360, you can see it is a cloud-based design for collaboration. In this, like Fusion 360 is basically a cloud-based software, okay, where you can collaborate with your teammates and you can add on your teammates in the same design, where they can also view the design. They can also even edit the design after the discussion, right? And they can also view, edit, measure everything they can do with their own end also. But they need to have the okay. Same with the other software like CATIA. CATIA is mostly it is used in automotive industry for surface modeling. Surface modeling, basically you must have seen the car bodies how smooth they are, and that smoothness is achieved with the help of surface modeling. So as a designer, that is also one part is there, right? You might be in expert in surface modeling or solid modeling, right? Or you may be expert in designing of a fixtures, right? Or like designing of injection plastic models for injection molding processes, right? Or you may be in the cam operation business, right? So as a designer, you might have different uh, parts, right, where you can be an expert in that. All you need to do is you need to just explore yourself, right? Once you start learning this software, you will find out like the way, like which part you are suitable for. Okay, so the first thing is to learn the CAD software. Okay, that is the main thing to be a designer, right? So next is how to learn that, right? uh, you can join courses, right? So in CAD modeling, the software skill you must have, that is the first part is sketching. So without sketching, you cannot convert that your model into CAD, right? You can your imagination to a 3D model. That is what the second part is, modeling, right? But once you convert that into modeling, you need to have the skills of assembling also, right? You need to have that knowledge also, like how your part will be assembled, what will be its processes, that also you need to think, right? So your thinking skills also should be very up to the mark, right? And the next is simulation, where you will do a simulation, like for example, you have designed your product. That is not the end of that, right? You need to imagine that uh, where your product will perform, right? Whether it will be in the environment, whether it will be uh, in the other some kind of circumstances, and that values you need to define in the simulation, and you do a simulation test that will give you a desired result. So according to that, you will design your product. So that is how it will perform in the environment, right? So in simulation, you can have like many testers, like simulation basically analysis part where stress strain you must have learned this in your engineering, right? Mechanical engineering, like stress strain, vibration test, drop test, right? Thermal test, thermal analysis test. So there are plenty of tests present here, right? And there is a separate software for all this also, right? For simulation only, where you can be a simulation engineer also, right? As a designer you can be a simulation engineer also, right? In that you will use like CA, right? Computer data analysis. So that also, that way also you can explore. So these are the software skill which you must have, right? Moving on to the next part, that is the core mechanical engineering knowledge, right? So learning a software is the one thing, right? But the engineering knowledge also you should have. So for example, you must be thinking like what? But as a designer, when you design any product, right, you should know the knowledge. You should have the knowledge of materials, right? Different types of materials and its properties, where it is suitable and all, right? Different operations, for example, manufacturing operation, because the designer role does not finish till the designing, right? So once you design, your role is to define the manufacturing operations also, how your product will be manufactured. That also you need to define, because then only the next part of the people will work. For example, a manufacturing unit will work, production unit will work according to that, according to your design which you have provided, right? So as a designer you should know the core mechanical engineering knowledge also, for example material, right? And your manufacturing operations, right? You should have an assembly knowledge also, simulation knowledge is also, right? The how your product will perform. So these are all core mechanical engineering knowledge, and also the some terms, right, which you will see in the next slide. So here you can see, so there are four terms which I have highlighted here, but there are plenty of more, right? Where you can, which you can learn, right? So for example, material, which I have told you that in the previous slide, forces, right? Forces like for analyzes loads and stress, means that the simulation part, which I have told you, tolerances, because tolerances is the main thing. As a designer, you should be very accurate in that, right? Because when you are designing any product, it depends on the manufacturing operation uh, on which you are going to manufacture a product. For example, 3D printing. In 3D printing, will have a different tolerances, like, and in 3D printing also there are plenty of technologies like FDM, SLS, SLA. Each will have a different tolerances, like plus minus 0.5 mm for FDM, and maybe okay. And similarly, in if you go into a injection plastic injection moldings, the tolerances will be different, right? Because this process is different. So you should know these tolerances also, right? And the standard is basically, right, when you are designing any product, you need to follow some standard according to the countries wise, okay? If you go to if you talk about the European, there is an European standard which you need to follow for your design. Similarly, with India, there is a BIS, right, Bureau of Indian Standard, where we need to follow that those standard to design our product and to manufacture. So that, because without that standard, we cannot uh, go in the market, right? Because these standard, this certification are required to go in the market, to sell in the market. So as a designer, you must have these knowledges also. Moving on to the next part. So these are some essential terminologies. Okay. So talking about this, right? Design, manufacturing, assembly, right? So basically, in the design, you must know that these terminologies like blueprints, schematics, layouts. Okay, schematic basically it's a PCB part, and layouts basically a drawing. If you have created a design, right, you need to have an 2D document of that also, right? Because if that 2D document will go into the manufacturing and production and assembly unit, where they will see that drawing, and according to that they will assemble, they will manufacture that product, right? Similarly, in manufacturing, you should know all the manufacturing processes like machining, casting, molding, right? So as a designer, right, you should have this knowledge, okay? So then only you can be in the market, right? You can learn these things, right? So manufacturing and then assembly. In the assembly, you should know this terminologies like fastener, joints, connections, right? So because it helps you, right? More you know these terminologies, more you know about the these knowledges, right? It helps you to be a good designer, to design more optimized parts, more optimized design. Okay. So moving on to the next slide. So In the first part we learn about the software, second part we learn about the mechanical engineering knowledges, right? And the third part, right, now you know that like software and knowledge, but that doesn't mean that you are a designer, right? You need to have some practices, right? You need to apply both the things, right? You are designing with the use of software, then you need to apply your knowledge in that designing part. So how you will do that? That is a practical project. Okay, that practical project will help you to build, to improve your skills, right? So as a designer, this is the important part which I'm saying, right? So as a designer, these are the skills we should have, right? For example, number one is observation skills, problem solving skills, right? Concept skills, like to build a concept. Then your designing skills, right? That is software part. And your knowledge, basically a material knowledge skills, right? So these skills you should have, right? So in this also we will talk how to improve that, right? Now practical project. So one practical project can improve your many skills, right? Your technical skills, observation skills, problem solving skills, right? Your designing skills, right? So how it will improve, right? The first part is observation. So okay, so when you observe your surrounding you will find many problems, right? So once you start finding the problems, right, same you will get to know, like you directly you will start imagining its solution, right? That is what the problem solving skill is. You find the problem, then you start finding its solution. So once you find a solution, then the next part is you will will convert that into a concept, right? And then from concept to a CAD model with the help of the designing that CAD software. So now you know like that CAD software is a small part, but as a designer you should have these knowledges also, right? Then simulation, testing, and also it's a long process, right? So how you will do that? How will practice that? Take up any project, right? There are some example of to the project, that four projects which I have listed, right? For example, bracket, gears, tools, machineries, right? What you will do is you can start designing a bracket. So once you start designing any bracket, right, you will learn about its tolerances. You will learn about sheet metal, maybe to design a bracket, tolerances, and sheet metal design tools. Okay, that is how you will improve. Once you start designing, you start practicing the practical projects, making practical projects. You will improve your technical skills, designing skills, right? Software using skills also. So that is how you will practice, right? That is how you can be a designer. You can be industry ready. Okay, so moving on to the next slide, 3D modeling practice. Once you do start taking practical projects, right? So you will learn about 3D modeling also. More you will faces challenges, right? You will improve once you start exercising the 3D modeling also. Like apart from practical project, you can practice this 3D modeling where you can take the help of with the design books, right? Okay. Okay. So so the 3D modeling practice, right? So moving on to the next part, craft a portfolio, right? You have done the practice, you have learned the software, you know the material knowledges, you know the mechanical engineering knowledge part also. But to gain, to find a job, right, to get notice, you need to have a portfolio. Okay. So one more thing, resume and portfolio is a different, right? In resume you will have all data of your like what is your objective, what skills do you have, right? From where you have done the engineering education and all the details, right? But in the what the portfolio is, portfolio gives a, like it will highlight your work, right? And once you start building a portfolio, right, that portfolio will highlight your technical skills, observation skills, problem solving skills, your designing skills, rendering skills. So that is what the portfolio will highlight your skills, right? So attaching a portfolio with a resume, that helps you to stand out of the crowd, right, when you are applying for any job. Okay. So moving on to the next slide, that is how the portfolio works. So you can see here, right? So you must be having a question like what to add in the portfolio, right? So in the previous part we discussed about the practical project. So if you are doing any practical project, take a note of that, document that project, right? And then make a add that project into a portfolio, right? This will also help you to learn, to practice, right? Also will build your portfolio also, right? So in portfolio you can go with this sequence like, uh, what was the problem, what was the solution for that, and what you did and your result, right? And in this way you can highlight the images also from first to last, right? So here you can see there are three images which I have placed in the slide, right? Engine design, robotic arm, and one automotive, right? Automotive design. Okay, so what does these three images basically highlights, right? So in the engine design you can see it highlights your skills of like complex assembly, right? You can see, and also your technical skills related to this engine design. Similarly, with the robotic arm, you can see it highlights your precision and control, which I have mentioned in that, right? It also highlights your surface modeling skills. So you can see the smoothness on that surface, right? That is done with the help of surface modeling. Okay, that highlights your surface modeling skills, right? Your technical skills, and same with the last part, right? In the automotive design you can see that it's a product design, and it generally it highlights the aesthetic, basically the design of that scooty, right? So once you keep recording of your practical projects and and adding that in the portfolio, it highlights all your work, right? Your technical skills, your rendering skills, aesthetics, right? So it helps you the recruiter to like check, given look of your skills, right? Your work, how do you work? It highlights your work. Resume only will give you the data, right? Like your old data, but portfolio will give you the highlight your work, right? That helps you to stand out the crowd. So moving on to the next part, like portfolio project checklist, right? So that is how you can go, right? Each project must have documentation, which I have told you in the previous slide. Once you start any project, you need to document all the things, right? What was the problem, all the images you can add on, right? So these are the four steps which I have done, like rendering, drawing, process, description. So in the portfolio, you can add all these things, right? You can note it down if you want. Okay, the portfolio part, yes, I can repeat. The portfolio part, right? So portfolio is basically it highlights your skills. How it highlights your skills when you do any project, right? So once you document that project, right? So in the portfolio, what you will do is you will first first part you will highlight what was the problem, right? What you observe. So that observation part will help you, will highlight your observation skills. Like yes, you are attentive, uh, you are very familiar with your surroundings, right? The second part you will highlight that what is the solution of that, right? The second part will highlight your solution, like problem solving things, right? Problem solving skills. Okay, and the third part you will build a concept, right? This was the solution, now I will build a concept to overcome that problem. Okay, that highlights your technical skills. And the fourth part, you will add some rendering, like result and all, and that highlights your technical skills, designing skills, aesthetic, that highlight all your skills, right? So that is what the portfolio is, that is how the portfolio works, right? Resume, which I have told you, it only shows your data, right? What's your name, what's your address, what's your objective, what are your software skills, right? uh, where do you live, and these are all the things which are in the resume. But if you want to stand out of the crowd, you need to have a portfolio where you can highlight your projects, right? This helps you to get a good job, right? And also it will have a record of your all the projects which you have done in your career, right? Just keep an habit to add on all the projects which you have done, right? So moving on to the next part, where can apply for cat jobs, network, and apply for a cat job. So basically you have made the portfolio, you have you have learned the design, you have learned the material part, right? You have done the practical projects to improve your skills, right? So remember that it's not like only 3 months will make you to improve be a professional designer. If you want to be a professional designer, you need to learn each and every day, right? Each and every day there will be one challenging things if you are join a job, right? And you will learn each and every day new things, right? So network and apply for a cat job, basically it means, right, you need to have a network. For example, you know the platform like LinkedIn, right, where you can connect with your industry professionals, industry experts, right, industry companies, okay, expert, anyone, right, where you can create your own network, you can join, you can connect with the people, you can talk with them, you can share knowledges with them, right? So like most of the job we get with the network also, right? Basically when we build a network, right, that networks help you to find a job also. So when you interact with them, right, you will learn, you will have an update with the new technology also, new designs, what's going in the industry, right? How the industry is going on, where it's heading, right? That is why you need to have a network also. And how you can build it, it's not about you will build that network in a one day. And this fourth step is not about like after three step you will do the fourth step. This fourth step you can start from the step one only, right? You are doing the first step, you can the fourth step you can start side by side, you can start building your network. Even if you're in the college, if you're in the first year, second year, you can start building that network with the help of LinkedIn, where you can post on that, right, about your knowledge, what's your knowledge, you can showcase your work. Basically if you're designing any, you're working on any practical project, there also you can showcase your work, right? Because like when recruiters, like basically hiring managers and all, they will also see your LinkedIn profile, right? And if you're very active on the LinkedIn, if you're posting your skills, that will also help you to get a job, right? So moving on to the next part, so network and apply for cat jobs, right? So as I told you, like expand your network. So when you talk with the industry professional, right, uh, interacted with them, you will find that you will get some knowledge, you will have an updated things like what's going on in the industry, right? So that is how you build. So if you want to work in any particular company, right, if you're there, for example, in the first part, like my mate asked you about the what's your dream job, right? All of you mentioned in the chat box like this. If you want to work with that company, like start preparing for that, right? How you will prepare, as I told you in the four steps. This is the fourth step, right? And so if you want to go into dream company, you can connect with the people there, uh, you can get the information like how to apply in that company, how I can get, what are the skills required. So basically you will know all the process, right? When you connect, when you have the network, so that is what the network is very beneficial, right? So you can build a network side by side. It's not about like first three step you will do, then only you will start building a network. No, you cannot, you can build from the college itself, right? Because it's very helpful, right? If you go to LinkedIn, you will gain knowledge, you will know, you will also have some knowledge, you will get updates about the jobs and all, new trends, what's going on. So you need to have a network, right? Moving on to the next part. So as I told you, it's because in 60 minutes we cannot be like uh, we cannot be like expert, right? In the 60 minutes we can learn only the concept, right? So whatever I have discussed in the all the steps, right? uh, you must be familiar with that, like uh, now you might have one plan, right, how to be a designer, right? If you want to be a designer, you need to practice, you need to learn the skills, like for example, one more time I can repeat, right? The skills, like the first part is like observation skills, then problem solving skills, right? Imagination skills, right? Your software skills, your design skills, simulation skills, technical skills. So these all skills you need to have, and to improve these skills, you need to do projects and projects and projects. And also keep in mind that if you're doing any project, make a document that project, and that will be helpful for to add on that portfolio. Okay, and side by side start building your network, right? So as a designer, what I will say is, right, uh, mechanical design job is very interesting job. Each day you will tackle new problems and very interesting to solve new problem that helps you to improve each and every day, right? So start building your network, start learning. That only I will say, right? And and it's a simple thing, right? In the 60 minutes we cannot learn whole thing, but yeah, in the 60 minutes I think I have given you one a roadmap, right? What basically a mechanical designer job is, right? Basically it's not your the mechanical designer job does not end with the like you have designed the product and it's over. No, you need to have the manufacturing knowledge also, assembly knowledge also. You need to create a drawing also. For that the rest of the part which is like manufacturing production peoples and all, right? So when a design works, right, so 60 to 70% work is done by the designer and rest 40% is that manufacturing production assembly line and all. Okay, so all that 40% depends on that 60 to 70% on a designer. So it's very like responsible job, right? So also uh, learn that, right? So there are more things, right? But in 60 minutes we cannot cover all the thing, right? So with me, there is Mr. Pramod, right? So he has guided 1,000 plus students on the and working profession to upskills and have a good career path, right? So may I have a permission to take on from here, right?
Sure,
Over to you.
sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So I hope like everyone is having a wonderful evening. Okay, so actually, Mr. Shiva ma'am like just gave you a trailer like how the technical structure works in designing. Okay, but I am here to give you okay the practical knowledge. What exactly have to be done? What exactly have to be implemented to get your job? Okay, I am here to talk about placement oriented guys. Okay, so yeah, I'll be taking another half an hour of the session. Okay, so if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, you can interrupt me. Okay, I just want the session to be so interactive guys, so make sure that you can use the chat box. All right, so I'll just share my screen. Okay, let's dive into the most important part. Okay, the placements. Okay, how to get your placements. All right, yeah, so let me take it forward. Mm, just a minute guys, just a minute. Just hold on. My laptop is having some network issues. Yeah, now. Right. Hold on a second. I'll be back in just 2 minutes. Okay.
Hello, I think there is a question. What are the best CAD software tools to learn for a high-paying career in mechanical design, right? So basically, right, as a CAD designer, right, it's not about the tool, right? It's all about the software, right? So as a designer, when you have an experience, right, you will get more high-paying job, right? You will get more increments and all, right? And as a CAD designer, also you can work, right? It's a very high paying job only. As I told you, like 70% part of the product depends on the designer. Okay. And also you can be also simulation engineer, right? Simulation basically it's a part of designer only, right? That is also a high paying job. You have must have heard about the CAE analyst, right? Simulation engineer, right? Even CAM programmer you can be. Have any more question? You can just answer. I am undergrad from IIT. What is the best focus project that IIT student can do to boost their resume? As I told you, right, in the slide which I mentioned three projects, right? That was one of the complex assembly, like engine one, right? Where that highlights your technical skills, your complex assembly skills, right? Okay, so that you can target, right? Even you can target an automotive project that also highlight your surface modeling skills, your technical skills, your way of thinking. Okay, so that is how you can boost your resume, right? As I asked you, okay, can diploma holder pursue in this field? Yes, you can, right? You can. I have difficulty to read the engineering drawings. Okay, if you have a difficulty to read the engineering drawings, what you can do is you can first learn all the basic part, right? Basically, geometric dimensioning and tolerancing, right? You need first you learn that, and there are plenty of videos present where you can learn with the help of that, right? You can improve that. You can, if you like, if you have having difficulty in that, just take a drawing, start learning that what is this, start highlighting, like if you have a problem in this, like what is this written, you can just help, take a help from Google, like that will highlight, right? That will help you to improve. I'm IT student. What should I do? So that depends on you, brother. Like if you want to want to be a designer, you can join the course and start learning. As I told you, that five simple step, right? How to be a designer, which I've explained in this webinar, right? You can follow that. Can we use YouTube CAD tutorial to create CAD model and show it in a portfolio? Yeah, basically that YouTube CAD model is basically not for the portfolio, right? It's only for the practice. If you want to show in the portfolio, just take up any project and show that, because that YouTube CAD project is only to practice, for the practice, to improve your software knowledge. Okay. Okay, I'm answering. Okay, which is the best designer software and what they are currently using most of the manufacturing company. So basically it's CATIA and SolidWorks, even NX CAD also. Widely it is used, right? And even now there is a boom in Fusion 360 as well, right? SolidWorks is because it's the very like was software. It has many features, plenty of features. It will take time to learn that, but yeah, you can start with any of them because each software that can career gap person has opportunity. Yes, you there are opportunities. You need to just apply and okay. If I am nuclear to which sector to join after engineering, how would you suggest to narrow it down and what are field having worldwide potential? I am nuclear. I didn't get your question. Machine, right? As a diploma holder, which area would should more focus? No, it does not depend. Like if you are a diploma holder, you should focus on that or not. No. If you want to be a designer, you can just focus on that, right? Yeah, in textile CAD is used, right? There are software for textile designs also. In that there are CAD. Okay. Okay, which industry has the highest demand for CAD engineers? Automotive, aerospace, manufacturing, or civil? Basically, it's manufacturing, right? If you see, like India is a hub for manufacturing now, right? It's going to be hub, and in the manufacturing, there are plenty of designer required, which designs fixtures and all, which helps in programming. You must have heard about G code and M code, right? In that programming part, designers help, right? And even automotive also is increasing, right? If you go to like Pune side and all, right?
Guys, I hope my voice is audible to everyone, right? Again, thank you so
Yeah,
much,
yeah,
Mr. Shivam. Thank you so much
okay,
for handling.
okay,
So I just had few technical issues here.
no
Just give
problem.
me
You
a
can.
minute. I'll be yeah, perfect. All right. All right, guys. Okay, fine. All right, guys. I'll just share my screen. Hold on a second. All right. Madhavan, I'm unable to share my screen actually. Can you share my screen on my behalf?
Okay, should I share
Yeah,
screen?
you can share.
Okay, on the behalf.
Sure, sure. You can go ahead and share this.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. I hope my voice is audible to everyone, right? I'm totally
Yes.
clear, right, guys? Yeah, perfect. All right, guys. So, see, let's dive into the like the actual implementation part. All right. So, but I just want to ask few questions. Okay, questions in the sense. So, almost 16 years, like we've been into education system, starting off from preschools till now. Around 16 years, we would be spending our educational system in that way. Okay, almost like it depends. Maybe you would have spent around 10 to 25 lakhs in average. Okay, so in India, averagely people are spending around 25 lakhs. Okay, for education, but still after spending so many years, after spending so many so much of money into the education system, but still like all the people aspire to work with high paid job, but only 2% are getting high paid jobs, right? So what do you think the reason is, guys? Like what do you think the reason is actually? So why you're not able to get the high paid jobs? All right, any particular like reason that is there, right? So I just want you guys to open up here. Okay, so what could it be? What could be the reason that you're not able to get that high paid job basically? All right. Yeah. So skill issues, like few people are telling it skill issues. All right, perfect. Go ahead, guys. I just want everyone to open up here. All right. Communication problem. Okay. Lack of knowledge. Okay. Lack of knowledge. Skill matters. Okay. Outdated syllabus. Okay. That is also a valid point. Lack of roadmap. Lack of skills again. Okay. Lack in portfolios. All right. Yeah, that is also a valid point. Deviations. All right. Okay. Skill issue. Communication problem. Okay. So vacancies are not there. I won't agree with that point because there are plenty of vacancies, guys. Okay, the thing is, the companies are not able to get the expected skill set from the employees, basically. Okay, see, there are plenty of vacancies available. Okay, but they're not able to fill the candidates in the right way. Okay, they're not able to choose the right candidate for the right role. That is the reason. Okay, so most of the companies are not able to hire the ideal candidates that they're looking forward to. Okay, so let's move forward and find out what actually the problem is. Okay, so there are like a massive skill gap between job seekers and employers. Okay, that is the first major problem that industry is facing right now. Okay, there are plenty of vacancies. Okay, so companies is having an expectation to fulfill. Okay, so companies are having the expectation to fill the vacancies that they're having. Okay, but we are not able to fulfill the expectations of the company. Okay, the problem is as simple as that. All right, I think you guys are able to understand, right? Like what I'm trying to say. So the skill gap is massive between job seekers and employees. So let us understand, guys. Okay, let us understand. So moving forward, so how do company hire the ideal candidates? Okay, I just want next slide. Sure. Yeah, you can go ahead with the next slide. Yeah. Yeah. So how do companies hire the ideal candidates? Okay, any reason? Do you have any ideas, guys? Okay, so how do companies hire? What are the system that companies follow to hire a candidate? You can use the chat box. Okay, a lot of people don't know what type of skills they required. Okay, yeah, awareness problem is there, but still, I'm asking how companies hire. Okay, if you have told interviews, they follow interview process, test. Okay, all right, based on number of okay, based on number or skills. Okay, others. I just want everyone to open up here. So, what is the system that they follow to hire an ideal candidate? Based on the skill we have practiced. Okay, based on their requirement. Okay, acceptable. Okay, aptitude test. Okay, acceptable. That is one of the system that they will be following there. All right, others, any other system that they follow? All right. uh, okay, on relevant experience. Okay, tool test experience, technological knowledge, technical interview, group discussion. Okay, suitable skill set and experience, skills and how the way they are. Okay, guys, it's simple. All right, let us understand the process now. Okay, let us understand the process. Moving forward to the next slide. Okay, so I'll tell you what companies are expecting ideally. All right. So yeah, you can go ahead with the next slide. Yeah, perfect. So effective resume building. Okay, so what exactly happening here is, so companies use an ATS system. Okay, it is kind of application tracking system. So what exactly they'll be doing there is they'll be scanning the keywords of your resume, and they'll be giving the skits fit score. Okay, based on the job role that they are like giving. All right. So you have the fit score should be more than 80% basically. All right. So that is the first failure that you would be facing. Okay, so that's the first failure that you would be facing. The resume. Okay, the resume have to be okay. So make sure that the resume have to be like, you have to make the resume ready as per the ATS system. All right, as per the job role. Okay, so it is application tracking system. It is one of the major way that companies hire the ideal candidates. But more than the resume building, moving forward, there is something called as portfolios and GitHubs. All right, where all your project training, all your assignment, task, everything will be added to your portfolios and GitHub. Okay, this is a kind of digital experience you will be having. Okay, if you're building all your resume, what will happen is companies will be preferring your profile more than 4 or 5 years experienced employee. Okay, that is how your profile will be enhanced actually. Okay, by resume, portfolios and your GitHub. Okay, but to make all these ready, okay, you have to be well versed in your capstone project. The next slide is all about the projects. Okay, see, the real world project is more important, guys. The real world project is more important. Why? Because okay, hold on a second. I think my screen is getting shared now, I believe. All right. Okay, guys. All right, where I was. So I was in the capstone real time projects, right? So what exactly is going to happen here is, most of you people are not understanding the importance of projects. Okay, literally there are 95% of the institutions in India, what they'll be doing here is they'll be training you with institutional or maybe open source projects. Those projects are not considered by any companies right now. Okay, only the real world projects, the industrial projects will be considered as an experience. So what exactly that should happen here is, okay, so all these project trainings, all the real time projects that you get trained with have to be added to your GitHub, to your digital portfolios. This will create an experience in point of company. All right, that is how the project training works. Okay, so all the assignment tasks, the projects have to be added to your portfolios in your GitHub. Okay, almost 70% your profile will be sorted if it is done properly. Okay, almost 70% your profile will be sorted if it is done properly. Okay, that is the kind of expectation that companies are having. Okay, see, people are saying that companies are not hiring a fresher. Okay, so everyone will be having an like a problem, a struggle. Okay, the companies are not hiring the fresher. So how could you get the experience? See, experience is not all about years, guys. Okay, not years of experience. Experience is all about project exposures. Okay, getting your internships basically. Okay, so getting a portfolio built. So these are the kind of experience that companies are looking forward to. All right. But moving forward, let us understand other things as well. So LinkedIn profile is your digital resume. So definitely companies will be looking forward your LinkedIn profiles as well. So your LinkedIn profile have to be prepared. Okay, the way you're preparing your normal resume, your LinkedIn profile has to be prepared. You have to use the digital resume as important. Okay, as your normal resume. Okay, yes, it will be considered. Will the experience and internships are considered? Definitely your internships will be considered, but it should be related to the job role that companies are asking for, guys. Okay, you should not indulge in any random internship with any basic startup companies. You have to have some quality internships with the portfolios. All right, that is mandatory. Okay, that should be there. Okay, but job portals, you can be active with job portals. See, if you are specifically looking for placement, you can be active in job portals simultaneously. Okay, so that you would be getting new opportunities through job portals. Right? Yeah. So moving forward, the cover letter. See, the cover letter, most of the people are not aware of the cover letter. Okay, it's a kind of first handshake that you're making with the company, the employer. All right, it is attached with your resume basically. Okay, cover letter is always attached with your resume. Okay, so which should be like as suitable to the job role that companies are asking for. Okay, that is how important the cover letter actually is. All right, this is also a mandatory point where companies will be expecting this with resume. All right, aptitude test, many of you told about the aptitude test, that is mandatory. Okay, you have to be prepared for the aptitude test and assignments. Okay, so see, all your assignments will be assignments, task, and all. You will be having a lot of open source platforms available. You can use the open source platforms to complete the task and assignment, all these things. But aptitude test will be there, but the preparation is already done. If you are good with the industrial project, okay, because you got trained with industrial project, obviously does not have to worry about the aptitude test actually. Okay, so most of the problem solving qualities, abilities will be provided in the training of industrial projects itself. All right, that is an additional point that I can add you. Okay, and cultural fit round, other things, the basic criteria, communication have to be there, teamwork capabilities, leadership have to be there. These kind of checkpoint will be there in selective companies, not all the companies, but companies are looking to have a cultural fit round. It is like kind of HR round. Your communication will be checked. All right. That is also a mandatory part. Okay. You have to be prepared with all these expectations of the companies. All right. So finally, okay, what will happen? Okay, if you have successfully navigated all these steps, you're almost at the finish line. Okay, you're almost at the finish line, but not yet. All right, not yet. Okay, these are the expectations of the company. Whatever I've told you for the past 10 minutes, those are the actual expectations of the company. Your portfolios, you have to be active in your LinkedIn. You have to be like get ready with your project training. You have to get ready with your portfolios, GitHubs, and the initial process of the basic communication and leadership and all. Right. So all these have to be prepared basically. So how exactly you have to prepare? That means how to get your job offer. Okay. The question mark is how to get your job offer. As of now, you know what are the expectations of the company. Okay. Now I'll tell you what exactly have to be implemented. Okay, what exactly have to be implemented. If you do this, you will get that. You if you do that, you will get that. Okay, that is the kind of ratio that you have to be in. Okay, yeah, you have to take all the calculative moves. All right, so that you will be getting your job, you will be getting your placements at the end. All right, so I'll tell you, I'll just give you two options here. Okay, this is a two option that I'll be giving you. Okay, the first option is whatever I'm going to tell you. Okay, whatever I'm going to tell you, you can try doing it on your own. Okay, you can try doing it on your own. Otherwise, whatever the expectations, whatever the fulfillment I'm going to tell you, okay, even in HCL GUI program that we'll be offering a placement program. All right, so as I initially I've told you, I believe. All right, so the starting of the meet, okay, I've told you about the placement program that we are offering. You can participate in those programs. All right, so exactly we'll be offering the same. So you'll be having two options. You can try doing it on your own, whatever I'm going to tell you. Otherwise, you can join the program, so that we'll be taking care of everything that you needed, okay, to get your placement. All right, so but everyone will be having a question whether we should invest in learning or not. Okay, trust me, there is some difference, okay, in investment. Okay, because investment is not only about investing your money, guys. Okay, investment is not only about investing in money. Okay, so investment is, you have to put a commitment in learning. You have to put a, like, you have to put your accountability in learning. You have to be personalized enough to answerable to yourself. Okay, you have to be personalized enough to answerable to yourself actually. So you have to put your commitment, effort, you have to have a skin in your game. Everything have to be there. More than money, you have to put your effort and time, basically. That is what I was telling you. Okay, but 98% of the people fail if you're going for free resources or YouTube channels, basically. Okay, because you can't learn structured way of learning. There is something called structured way of learning. Based on your profile, based on your background, the structure have to be fixed. Okay, that is where the learning will be like as easy as possible. All right, so definitely if you're investing in learning, the success ratio is more than 70%. Okay, but if you're not investing your time, effort and money, definitely that is not going to happen. That is the first thing that I have to tell you. Definitely you should invest in learning. But let me come to the actual part. I'm going to give you the 7 steps, exactly the 7 things that have to be done, okay, to get your job. All right, it is placement oriented. Okay, so what should happen is, first step is industry relevant mentors should have the training. Yeah, yeah, so mentors with relevant experience. Okay, industry mentors, I was talking about the industry mentors actually. So what differentiation that it makes from normal trainers, normal professors and the industry mentors are, okay, they are already an employee from different company. Say employee from HCL Tech, employee from Wells Fargo, okay, employee from Freshworks. Those who are having 15, 20 years of experience in the industry have to train you with industrial project. Okay, see guys, industrial project, okay, will be considered as an experience only if you get training from the direct industry experts, not from professors, not from trainers, basically. Okay, so mentors should have all the relevant experience to train you with industrial projects. No open source projects, no institutional projects. That is not considered by companies. Okay, industrial projects are considered by companies. The capstone projects are considered by the companies. Okay, for that, only the industry relevant mentors have to be trained. Those are employees from different companies. All right. And yeah, you can learn it in your regional languages. We offer Tamil, English languages. Basically, if you want, you can utilize the languages. All right. That is a kind of first step that we'll be providing in program with HCL GUI. Moving forward, all the tools to be covered. Okay, each and every tool to be covered. For example, AutoCAD, SolidWorks, CATIA, and so and so. Okay, all the major tools will be covered in this program. Okay, it should be covered. All right, so it is correlated with the projects anyways, but still It is a mandatory part. All these tool training, all these assignment task, everything will be added to your portfolios, added to your GitHubs basically. All right, where your portfolios will be built in such a way that you will be having an experienced profile. All right. So moving forward. Okay, so as I said, it is correlated with tools, industry relevant capstone projects. Some of the examples are given here. Okay, it is completely going to enhance your resume. Okay, enhance your resume as industrial project is more important. All right. So all the projects on V6 engine, mobile projects, okay, rear axle 6 and more and more. All the projects are some of the examples here. Okay, which will be covered with industrial projects, including the tools. So almost 70% is done, guys. Okay, so whatever I've told you till now, 70% is done. Okay, this is what companies expect for 70%. But trust me, you can't get industrial project elsewhere. You can't learn it on your own basically, because industrial project trainers are very minimal in India right now. Okay, that is where you will be lagging. That is where you have to invest in learning. All right. But moving forward, okay, so in this program, we offer one-on-one doubt solving session so that you will be having complete knowledge without any kind of deviations or doubts or like a trouble while learning the programs. Okay, so that we'll be offering you with one-on-one doubt solving sessions, which is mandatory here. Okay, so moving forward, accountability. So definitely we are accountable enough for your training and placements. At the same time, even you guys have to be accountable enough, guys. Okay, because see, if you are investing, if you are paying in HCL Govi, okay, so they, what you will be thinking is, okay, they'll be making sure that we'll be providing placements. Okay, that's not going to work out exactly, because you have to put your time, effort, commitment. You have to be accountable enough for your efforts. Okay, definitely we'll be tracking all the weekly progress, your training process, your placements, everything will be sorted simultaneously. So accountability is a two-way process. Definitely we are accountable enough as well. All right. So practical hands-on workshops. These workshops will be added to your portfolios. These are additional like enhancement on your profile, resumes. Okay, on your LinkedIn's. All your hands-on practical workshop will be added simultaneously with industrial projects and your tools that you've learned. All right. So this is an additional advantage will be provided. Okay. Then coming to the final process, the placement. Okay, so one-on-one mock interview session will be provided every week so that you will be prepared before you are attending the actual interviews. Starting from the resume building, portfolio feedbacks, technical sessions, one-on-one mock interviews, everything will be simultaneously covered. So you won't be making mistakes again and again. It will be rectified in a day-to-day basis. Okay, that is how the one-on-one session is going to be. So this is exactly we'll be offering in 7 steps so that you will be getting your job, you will be getting your placements next. Okay, so whatever the 7 step that I've told you, you can try doing it on your own, but more than 50% of these things you can't do it on your own, guys. Okay, say industrial project training, you have to get the training from industry experts. You can't search for industry experts. Okay, we have for each and every tool we have different experts here. Okay, that is a kind of that benefit that you will be having here, okay, in this program. So if you want to participate, definitely you can participate. Okay, those who are asking about the fee structure and all, I'll tell you. Okay, so definitely I think Abhishek is asking whether you're having any placement. So we have hiring partners, guys. Okay, hiring partners means, I'll tell you. Okay, so I didn't complete the session yet. I'll tell you how exactly we'll be providing the placements. All right. So yeah. So moving forward, yeah. So CAT program, regional languages are available. Okay. But this is a kind of main program that we'll be offering you. I'll tell you, guys. I'll tell you. Okay, this is a kind of main boot camp that we'll be offering you. Okay, 130 plus hours of live sessions and hands-on practice. Okay, so expertly crafted curriculum. Okay, curriculum is being designed by the direct industry experts. Those are having plenty of experience in the industry. All right. So yeah, 30 plus hours of doubt clarification session, which is one-on-one. I'm just rehydrating whatever I've told you. Okay, so mock sessions, mock interviews, module-wise tasks and assignments will be added to your portfolios and GitHub. Okay, one-on-one query support. Okay, value-added sessions, real-time projects, everything will be covered. Then finally, you are getting into the career path. Okay, that's kind of that you will be getting. Okay, so placement is simple. Mock interview sessions, all these will be provided before you're attending the actual interviews. That is exactly what I've told you before. But let us understand the roadmap clearly. Okay, we offer weekdays and weekend classes. Okay, 5 months, for 5 months will be the course duration, those who are asking for the duration. Okay, hands-on industry projects directly. Bi-weekly hackathons will be provided simultaneously. Okay, technical mentorship by industry experts will be provided. Mock interviews will be provided. Capstone projects will be provided. Okay, then we are proceeding into placements. Okay, then we are proceeding into placement. But before joining the course, we do have HR discussion days. Okay, just like that, you can't be participating in the main course actually. So we do have HR discussion. So we have plenty of requirements. Okay, say companies like Honeywell or Hyundai or BMW or HCL, if these kind of companies are asking 40 employees with particular requirement, we as an institute have to shortlist according to the requirement that companies are asking for basically. All right. So initially we do have HR discussion so that the placement eligibility will be checked and then we'll be confirming the same. Okay. So before joining the course, you do have HR discussion. I'll tell you about the HR path and all. Just kindly wait, guys. All right. The 7 steps that we already revealed. Okay. Mentor with relevant experience, accountability, hands-on practice on all the workshops, doubt solvings, tools to practice, industry relevant capstone projects, then finally interview preparations. It is more than enough, okay, to get a career in CAD. All right. But those who are not aware of GUI, I'll just hydrate it. Okay, we are 3 million lives have been impacted for the past 10 years. Okay, both in training and placements, incubated by IIT Madras Research Park directly, incubated by IIM Ahmedabad directly. 13 languages have been implemented in learning, and 1,000 plus hiring partners. Those who are looking forward about the placements, okay, we have 1,000 plus hiring partners. Companies have signed MOUs here basically. Okay, so what else do you need? And HCL GUI directly. So HCL has officially acquired GUI. That is the reason it is HCL GUI campaign. Okay, you can enjoy all the benefits. You'll be getting all the project training, your GitHubs, digital portfolios, global recognition, global certification, industry authorization, everything will be provided. So what will happen is companies will be preferring your profile more than 4 or 5 years experienced employees. That is how the portfolio will be built simultaneously. All right. Perfect, guys. Yes, once again. So we are India's largest AI revolution. Right. So recently won a Guinness record for the same highest enrollment. All right. Okay. Let's come to a fun part here. All right. So everyone knows about the context of this movie scene, I believe. All right. I think everyone knows, right? So how many of you know the context of this movie scenes? Any idea what is happening in this movie in this scene actually? I think few of you have the question about the training period. See, guys, we offer weekend batches as well. Okay, so we offer weekend batches as well. It doesn't mean that you have to attend the classes in weekdays. Those who are working professionals, those who are college students, they can participate in weekend batches anyways. That is more than enough. See, I believe everyone knows the scene from MS Dhoni, right? Okay, it is a movie called MS Dhoni, I believe, right? Okay, perfect. Going to do right achievement and waiting for the right time. Okay, this scene is all about waiting for the right time, someone said. Balaji said, I believe. Okay, career decision, a few told it's kind of career decision that he's making at that point of time. Okay, perfect. See, guys, everyone is having a context of this movie scene. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this movie scene, MS Dhoni is thinking whether he wants to be a ticket collector or he wants to play for India basically. Okay, he is deciding his pathway. Maybe everyone is having a right time to decide whether you want to be in the same state or just you want to improvise, okay, to develop a career in this particular domain. Okay, that is the kind of scenario that you are in. So make sure that you're taking a right decision that everyone has said in the chat box. Right. So moving forward, okay, so those who are asked about the certification, okay, so we will provide a global certification, okay, as incubated with IIT Madras Research Park. Officially, Google will be the educational partner. Officially, Google will be the educational partner. All right. And HCL GUI will be providing a globally recognized certificate for the same. Okay. Yes. Then coming to the final process. So everyone is thinking about the bonus. Bonus is nothing but reductions in the fee structure, guys. Okay, so we offer, like, definitely fees will be there, right? So, but before getting into the actual bonus, all right, let me make you understand few things. All right. So after completing this 5 months of course, from sixth month we'll be scheduling the placements, and those who are college students, based on the criterias, we'll be providing you the internship simultaneously. All right. But before taking up the course, before paying your fee structures, you have to attend a HR discussion. As I've already told you, we do have plenty of requirements, guys. Okay, so what will happen in the HR discussion? Before you join the course, what will happen in the HR discussion? The HR team will be checking whether you are eligible for placements. Placement eligibility will be checked and then it will be confirmed, guys. Okay, so once the placement eligibility is confirmed, then you can join the main course. Okay, and after joining the main course, those who are attending this webinar, we are providing an extra bonus on the fee structure. Okay, so let us understand, you will be getting literally around 20,000 deduction from the actual fees of the course. Okay, if you have checked online, the fee structure would be 94,999, but what we are offering is 70,000 including all GSTs. Okay, the total course fees, including your placements, including GST, everything, it will be 70,000 rupees. EMI options can be given, guys. Okay, those who are asking about partial payment or installment options, EMI options can be given starting from 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months till 24 months. It does not have to pay